Hello and welcome back to Schematic World, and today we'll be discussing the success story of Walt Disney. Back in 1919, at the age of 18, Walt Disney joined the Pemson Rubin Commercial Art Studio as a commercial artist. Back then, Disney made enough money to be able to afford fashionable clothes, meals at fancy restaurants, and night trips to movie houses. Life was going well for Disney as he had imagined. Or was it? Find out in this video. Welcome to Schematic World, a place where you tend to grow yourself. If you haven't already, do consider subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell icon down below so that you never miss an update. And do comment down below which company or which person should I make a success video on next. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. The screeching breaks. Soon after Disney's overwhelming good days, the 1921 Depression struck, and Pemson Rubin's revenue declined down the hill, which subsequently laid Disney off. From happy to sad days, Disney's life turned upside down. Disney always wanted to become an artist, despite his father wanting him to join the family business. That moment was a huge pressure for him to take, as his career as an artist found a crossroad. Following this dilemma, Walt went on to start his own company, Laugh-O-Grams, the stuttering vehicle. Laugh-O-Grams was going good for its initial days. Walt had earned the title of a celebrity in his small town, which was a result of getting 6 contracts for animated shows in local theaters. Borrowing enough money to pay off for the office rent and project equipment, Walt and his team worked hard for a few months to finish the animation. But fate showed its face to Walt when the distributors for the animation project backed off. This left Walt devastated and piled up on a mountain of debt. Walt, however, did not give in. He focused his mind and came out with a brilliant and revolutionary idea: inserting footage of a real girl within an animation. This was the birth of Alice's Wonderland. Walt went on to borrow more money to shoot the video as well as the animation sequence for Alice. During those shooting days, Walt had to go through a lot of struggles. He couldn't afford to stay at home, so he stayed at his office, bathed at railway stations, and relied on food such as canned beans. After a lot of hard work and struggle, Walt and his team finally came up with Alice's Wonderland. Subsequently, Walt would not get a distributor soon and would start heading towards bankruptcy. Saddened by the events, Walt wrapped up everything and left for Los Angeles. But the dream of making Alice a reality remained with him. The Smooth Drive. While in LA, Walt stepped in front of all the movie studios possible but had no luck in converting them to like his idea. Roy, Walt's brother, was working as a salesman selling vacuum cleaners in LA. Roy had advised Walt to stop chasing for the entertainment industry as it, according to Roy, didn't have any future growth. However, Walt did not give in. He kept knocking the doors of opportunity. On a fine day, Walt got a call from Mrs. Margaret Winkler, who already had a sneak peek into the Alice cartoon. Then she offered Walt a contract for $1,500 for 6 episodes of Alice. Walt had finally turned the deal and thought he had got the part. But did he really? With that flow of income, Walt started a new company, Disney Brothers, alongside Roy being the co-founder. The association with Winkler also showed fruitful results. The brothers went on to getting a spacious office space, new spacious studios, and more. Walt's team created another new cartoon character, Oswald the Rabbit. Charles Mintz, the director of Winkler's studio, loved the new creation. Those were happy times for the Disney brothers. The toppling. It wasn't too late when Walt learned that Minst had hired most of his employees illegally. Minst had planned on making new episodes for Disney's team without the help of Walt. Subsequently, Walt had lost all the rights to Alice and Oswald. This terrified him and left him petrified, promising himself earlier that he would not follow his father's path of depression, which came because his father had lost so many businesses before getting to a successful one. Walt tried his best to remain calm. This calm nature allowed for Walt to work with his team yet again and give birth to Mickey the Mouse. By this time, Walt had developed a thick skin as his past experiences taught him a lot. He was now geared up for any unforeseen circumstances that might arise. He firmly believed that his work could change the people's way of perceiving entertainment, and he was well aware of his strengths by then. On the racetrack. Despite Walt and his team making a couple of episodes for Mickey Mouse, they were not being able to find a distributor. Walt realized that he had to do something much better than what every other animation company was doing to gain a foothold. After scrutiny, he got an idea to add sound to the cartoon. Since it was a very advanced and very expensive piece of technology to be added back then, Walt knew it was not yet introduced in the animation industry, and that could be his leeway to capture viewers who had no idea about animation synced with music. Subsequently, Walt and his team worked hard to integrate the sound to their work and finished it. Yet again, Walt was unable to find a distributor for his work for the next 3 months of completing the project. Finally, he got an opportunity to play his animations at a local theater. After the first show ran, the crowd was gasped. Many requested a rerun, and this catapulted Walt into becoming a Hollywood celebrity, and Walt Disney started growing rapidly as a company. The powerful new engine. By 1934, Walt Disney had started to see his work being monotonous and was bored and unhappy for the same. He needed something new, and that is when the idea came like a lightning flash. One fine evening, Walt called his entire team to the auditorium and stood on the stage. He enacted a story impersonating every character himself, including the animals. He enacted the entire story with all possible emotions and kept everyone thrilled and mesmerized. That is when Walt proposed the story to be made a full-length animated feature film, which had never been done before or tried. Roy was hesitant alongside bankers who didn't want to lend money, as they thought this would again lead to a disaster and the studio would run for bankruptcy. Walt, however, did not give in, and thus Snow White and Seven Dwarfs was born. The Crash. By 1948, Walt was 50 and found himself amidst another big crisis. The studio had lost a lot of money till that time onto making movies like Pinocchio, Fantasyland and Bambi, as they were all released during the time of the World War. Disney had also invested a huge sum of money into buying a dream studio spanning across 51 acres and had also managed to hold more than 1,000 employees by that time. One of his movies, Song of South, had also received negative comments for portraying racial abuse and slavery. By that time, Walt was demoralized with all of those issues. The last nail to the coffin was striking employees. Walt couldn't ever imagine his own employees who stood against him. This left him thinking there was no meaning to his life anymore. Walt knew the way out of this depression was to keep making movies. However, he was not excited anymore. Walt felt his enthusiasm completely drained off, and he was afraid that it would be impossible for him to make anything as good as Snow White. He was upset for sure, but determined on not giving up. The new vehicle. To free his tolerating mind from all the commotions he was going through, Walt thought he could be better on a short vacation and go on railroad convection alongside a train enthusiast. That trip transformed him completely. After returning from the trip, Walt spent 4 to 5 hours daily building his own toy train set and trend set of cars with rail tracks. He also built a scaled down model of the bar and village surrounding his house. He really cherished traveling in that toy train previously. Slowly, an idea started cultivating in his mind and started taking a complex shape as the day passed by. Soon, Disneyland became a real concept. Walt had previously placed a human in his virtual animations while making Alice, and now wondered if he could place humans in a new fantasy world altogether. He would construct those castles, landscapes in real, the way he built the toy train. Roy and the bankers were nervous, but yet again, Walt did not seem to give in, and soon enough, on the 17th of July 1955, Disneyland became a new chapter of success in his life. To summarize, Walt Disney is a perfect example of how every pitfall, trauma, or horrible events in life can become stepping stones to a bright future. Disney's success came from a degree of unhappiness in life which was beneficial and gave signals when it needed a change in the course of life. If you really enjoyed this video, then don't forget to smash that like icon down below, and I will be back the next time with another success story and other possible videos. Thank you and have a nice day.